Uh, Hello. I don't know why that's funny. It just struck me as odd. I've taken over Amy Martin's Zoom account again today, just to show you a couple of things. Actually, just one thing. I'm not gonna show you two. One is one singular, not plural like two. Anyway, rambling. I don't know why I'm doing that today. I've had a tendency to do that today for some reason. Every meeting I was running late because some dum-dum wouldn't stop talking. This guy. Sorry. I'm having a transition problem here, I guess. I worked for Microsoft for 14 years. Then I worked before that I worked for Citrix. Before that I worked for ESPN. So I've always been like a PC guy, like a Windows guy, right? My entire IT career. And when I came over to Zoom let me know that, hey, we're Mac people. I'm like, okay, this should be fun, right? And so even a year later, I'm learning stuff that the Mac does. I dumbfounded. Today, my son Max was practicing for his driver's ed test, and he was taking these online like practice tests. And I asked him something about, I don't know, chameleons. I don't know. Pick something, and then he used 3 fingers to swipe the screen. 3 fingers. I was like, what kind of wizardry just happened here? Like, I've never seen that in my whole life. And he just looks at me like I'm a dum-dum. He's like, Dad, that's just how you switch screens. I'm like, oh, okay. So does everybody in the world know that except for me? Mm-hmm. Yeah, apparently so. So anyway, I'm learning. I'm doing the best I can. The whole point of what I was talking about, by the way, there was no point to that story other than to tell you how dumb I am sometimes. What I wanted to say was, hey, sometimes this little thing I'm going to show you today is not really maybe for the average knowledge worker or information worker. It might be for the IT nerd in you, like deep down in your heart, you might be an IT nerd. It's okay. Admit it. Let it out. Embrace it. Sometimes you ever wondered, like, what resolution you're running, what resolution your screen's running on your video, what's the jitter rate? If this sounds like a foreign language to you, it's okay. Just follow along. Just pretend like you care what I'm saying. Much like my kids. They just humor me. So just humor me for a couple more seconds. I promise. It'll be over with quick. Anyway, so if you ever wondered that, you can do that within the Zoom client live with every meeting, real time statistics built into every meeting. 2 mouse clicks, right? 2. If I could find my mouse. See, I have 3 screens. Boom. Jeez, there it goes. 3 screens in there. It was on the far right, of course. 2 mouse clicks. Boom. Right here. 1. 2 mouse clicks. Again, anything in the Zoom world is just super easy. So 2 mouse clicks, I'm getting to all this information that's happening in my meeting today. The encryption level, like if you're a super nerd, you want DCM, there you go. Which is best in breed, by the way, just in case you wanted to know. I learned more about security last year than I ever have at Zoom. Anyway, so if you join a meeting, you're going to be, and I'm not receiving any audio because there's 2 people in the meeting. So I'm sending, this is the amount of audio I'm sending. I did join the meeting from my cell phone. Do people still call it a cell phone, or is it just people call it an iPhone? Whatever. Anyway, I joined the meeting from my iPhone. And it tells you all this stuff, like the latency, like the jitter, and the packet loss. I'm on the same network, so I should have really low, all of these things. But the frame rate, all this stuff, the resolution, obviously you can see that in the receiving side, 120 versus 640. I'm sending 640 because I have my window parsed down, but I'm receiving 120 because I have a little tiny window up here, right? So that's how the dynamic part of the codec works, right? We send different streams along the way. And again, super nerdy, I get it, but it's a cool way to look at statistics if you're ever bored and you want to learn more. I'm sure you can Google, or if you're a Microsoft person, you could Bing it. Enjoy.